needed to be, and obviously mentally making sure I was where I needed to be. But those are probably two of the biggest things, is making sure I stay on top of my weight and being where I needed to be mentally.
I mean, up or down, or in terms of the weight?
Up.
Yeah.
Up, like way up. Way up. Way up.
What do you do to mentally prepare to make sure you're where you want to be?
Study, watch film, go back and go over the OTA reps that I had in OTAs a few weeks ago. Watch the other guys in my room, their reps. Just making sure I can learn from them and learn from myself, my mistakes, their mistakes, and the things we do good too. So just making sure I'm learning, actually.
Cam, obviously a lot of change, a lot of turnover, young team, and a lot of guys are saying there's a chip on our shoulder.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
It's safe to say. Yeah, I think it's safe to say. Coming off a hard, not an ideal year last year, so I would say we better have a chip on our shoulder.
Cam, going back to getting your weight up to where you wanted it to be,
yeah.
What difference do you notice, physically, mentally, whatever it may be, when you're out there running? I mean, obviously you only have OTAs to kind of go back on that, but maybe even previous seasons. What difference does that make? How do you notice it on the field when you're out there running?
Ask me after the first day in pads.
You think about maybe the contract year, does that come into your mind?
Of course. I know what it means. I know what's at stake here. But I'm here to play football. You know what I mean. That's gonna come, Lord willing, as long as I do my part. So, just here to play football. That'll come.
Have you been monitoring or tracking that league-wide conversation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have with the running backs. I wasn't a part of the group text yet. Obviously, I guess I haven't done enough yet. But if you ask me, do I agree with what's going on with running backs? No. I do think we are a value in the league. But hey, what our hands are kind of tied at this point, so just got to keep playing football. Show I'll prove it, prove it, I guess.
When you talk about creating active change potentially in that regard, it's clearly something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Would you like to be more involved in that conversation moving forward and lend your voice to a group that seems to be sort of trying to find its next move?
Whenever I do what some of those guys have done, then yeah, I feel like it'll be fair then. But I wouldn't think it's fair that I'm not included, but I don't feel a certain type of way that I wasn't. So it'll come when it comes. I don't really, like I said, I agree with those guys. I don't agree with what's going on with running backs. I wasn't in the group thing, but eventually I will be.
Yeah, do you have a number in mind as far as yards total this season?
You give me a number. What you think?
What I think?
Yeah.
I can answer that question.
Me either, man. But a lot of yards. I can't really pinpoint what I'm going for. I just know I'm trying to shoot for the stars, man.
What would it mean to just have an injury-free, drama-free year, given how your career started out?
It would mean a lot. Considering how my career started out, I know what I can do. I know I deserve to be a star in this league, so this the year. That's how just the year. So keep my head down, go to work, prove myself.
Cam, what does it mean to have Sony back in the running back room? How's he someone that maybe you?
It mean a lot, man. Having Sony in that running back room, just his presence, that leader presence. That guy, he's smart. He's a ball player, and he's a leader. He's more like a big brother figure in that room. So it's great to have him back. I'm happy. I'm excited.
This team did make a lot of changes on that O-line of yours.
Yeah.
What do you think of the group that's coming back, and what do you think your chances were behind it?
Very good chances. Those guys have been putting in all the work the entire offseason before OTAs even started. I was seeing those guys in there working, rehabbing, whatever they needed to do to get back to, where the Rams usually are in the run game or as a team. They've been putting in the work, and I think y'all see that. Same way I have.
How tough was it to find some rhythm in that run game, given all the injuries that happened up front last year?
It was a process. But we finally found the mesh, or I don't know what you want. We finally found our rhythm or routine, and the last 4-5 games. Hopefully, you see that translate into the next 17 games.
Yeah,
over the first.
essentially said throughout the season that to get the running game going, they had to give you the ball consistently.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
At the end of the season, they did that. So,
Yeah.
do you expect that to carry over? Do you expect them to have that same attitude and give you the ball as much this year?
Shit,
from the
yeah.
start?
I hope so. Lord willing. Lord willing. But if we basing it off of that, I don't see why we wouldn't. So I'll be ready.
Cam, Sean said that he saw a lot of progress
Mhm.
in the offseason with a lot of the young players. Are you encouraged by what you've seen?
Absolutely.
during the offseason?
Absolutely, man. Like you said, we got a chip on our shoulder, you know. The younger guys, older guys, leading by example. The younger guys taking heed to whatever people are doing. We got a chip on our shoulder, and we got a lot to prove. So this the year, you know. Shake back, hopefully.
All set? Thanks, man.
Thanks, Cam.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Cam.
Of course.
How you guys doing? Good.
How did the spring sessions go for you, and what did you hope to carry into this training camp?
Yeah, it was good. It's always good to, get a baseline of kind of everything that's coming in, so it's not too much on the plate coming into a training camp, and feel good about it.
A lot of guys have been talking about a chip on their shoulder. That's an emotional part. Do you feel that can translate into what you guys do in camp?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always good to have a little bit of a chip on the shoulder. I mean, every season poses different challenges, and sometimes there's a little bit of carryover from the year before, but for the most part, every season is its own entity, and just try to take it one at a time. So I think be ready to go, and I think it's exciting to kind of have a new challenge this year and see what this year has in store.
Most guys are pretty intrinsically motivated.
Mm-hmm.
For you, is that it, or is there a carryover from the disappointment of last year?
No, I think some of the best ones are intrinsically motivated. I think that's the reason that a lot of the guys are in this position in the NFL, playing the game that they're playing, and it is because they have that internal drive that helps them get there. And for me personally, I'm very intrinsically motivated and just ready to go.
Going into year 8, I mean, when you began your career, did you think you'd still be playing this game?
I had hopes that I would be. The competitor that I am, I want to keep playing this game as long as I can. God willing, and it's been amazing. I'm blessed to be here in year 8 and excited for it. A little different, being an older guy coming around here, seeing kind of the younger guys come in, and each year you feel a little bit farther kind of removed from the young crowd. But yeah, no, it's cool, and I'm blessed to be here in year 8. I'm excited to go.
How different is the energy with all the young guys in the locker room this year?
I think it's good. Again, you got a lot of young guys who haven't been in this position before and are excited and eager and willing to compete, and I think that's good for us. You could see some of that in the off-season program and the OTAs is just guys wanting to compete and earn a starting spot, and I think it's good for the team. It's good for everybody else. You've heard the term iron sharpens iron, and that's when guys are competing, getting after it, and I think we got that.
Do you sense the difference in the room from like 2 years ago when you had all those veterans, a lot of guys who have done a lot of things in the league, to now where you're pretty much by most standards the youngest team in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different. Obviously you get a team with a bunch of guys who've had a lot of experience. There's a little bit of a different vibe around here, but again, like I said, it's exciting. It's a lot of guys who are willing to compete, ready to go, and it's exciting to see what happens.
How does that change the way you guys are intending to practice? I know you saw a little bit of it in the spring, not real stuff, but
yeah.
Because in the past, it's like with a lot of the veterans, you're on rep counts and you're managing workloads, things like that. But with the younger guys, it feels like they want to go a little bit, push them a little bit harder earlier.
I think that's good. I mean, raises the intensity of practice a little bit. Our training staff and our head coaching staff is they're so good at managing players and making sure everybody's healthy and ready to go, and leave that up to them. And when it's time to go, we just go. I'm here to work as the rest of the guys are, and we'll take it by day by day.
You guys have a new person overseeing your group, Coach Cayley, Nick Cayley. What's it like, or what has it been like, I should say, working with him?
It's been amazing. He's had a lot of experience. I believe he spent 8 years in New England. Worked with some great guys over there. So him bringing his knowledge over and just his energy, very much similar to Sean with his football energy and the love for the game. So it's been amazing so far, and excited to keep going.
One of the things Sean talked to us about is picking up where you guys left off in minicamp.
Mm-hmm.
For you, how did you do that, balancing, hey, this is your kind of last hurrah of some time off versus staying in shape and to be ready now mentally?
I've done that for 7 years now. So it changes a little bit every year as you get older, as the body changes, and but I've always been somewhat a little bit paranoid of having that time off, but at the same time still getting after it. I'm always paranoid that that I'm not working hard enough, and so I found a good balance for myself in that break that we have of preparing myself and getting ready for a training camp, and I think I've done that again this year.
Tyler, you've seen a lot of football, maybe a roster not quite like this in terms of how many young people are on it, or younger people are on it, and how what it looks like on paper
Mm-hmm.
in terms of experience level. What can you tell us about some of the conversations you guys are having internally, or some of the ways that these meetings are going in terms of, you know, the outside perception of what that roster looks like versus what you guys believe?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've always done a pretty good job of this, and I think we do a pretty good job of this around here. It's, you know, not kind of worrying about the outside noise, and, you know, keeping everything with this team in-house, and just taking it day by day and seeing what we can do. You know, my rookie year, I believe we were a fairly young team when I came into the NFL, and obviously I'm kind of on the different side of that, and years being in the NFL, so I have a little bit better of a picture of it now than I did back then, when kind of I was wide-eyed and everything was, you know, new to me. You know, but again, it's these guys are here for a reason, and here to compete, and we're ready to go.
What ways does that?
What is the process to transition from Cam as a young player to transition into a contributing, solid pro football?
I think it just, some of it happens with time and experience. You know, it's definitely a little bit different. I'm you know, trying to be more of a leader myself. Feel a little bit more comfortable rather than being a young guy, and stepping up in those positions, saying something, doing something. You know, leading the team in the right way. So just trying to do my part, and I want to win football games. So whatever I can do to do that and help bring guys along with me to do that, that's what I'm here to do.
Going back to
couple more
Jordan's
guys.
question, when you think about, you know, that time when you were a young player, rookie, you know, 16, 17, 18, how, if at all, does that inform your approach and perspective, you know, with the circumstances being somewhat similar this year?
You know, again, I think I've had experience of being here, kind of understand what it looks like, whereas all of it was new to me, being a young guy. Some of it can be a little bit overwhelming, just everything all at once. You know, you're trying to make a team, trying to do this, trying to do that. Whereas now, you know, there's certain things I can, instead of all of it in one, it's like I can kind of compartmentalize certain things and be able to attack certain things that I want to, you know, be able to get better as a football player, as a leader, as a teammate, try to help this team win games.
You mentioned in the spring you're feeling as good, if not maybe a little better than
Mm-hmm.
especially the previous couple of years.
Yep.
Are you fully healthy entering training camp, and is this maybe the healthiest you've felt in a while? Is that safe?
Yeah, I mean, year 8, you're playing football. It's body's not always going to be as healthy as it was, you know, 8-10 years ago. But yeah, I feel good. You know, last year having the knee surgery, knee injury, but I felt like I was able to, you know, kind of put on that armor to get through a season, and you know, I feel good coming into this year and feel much better than I did last year at this point.
All set?
Cool.
Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
You too.